What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we have an official update for the film that I'm not even sure really why is it even needing to be made, and I think the only reason it's being made is just to, and I've said this before, is to piggyback off the success of other films that have been doing legacy sequels, an abundance of sequels to their franchises that kicked off in the mid-late 90s. And again, we have an update as far as a new poster for the film, and we have an official synopsis, which I did skim through it, and I might say some adult words in this horror news update, and if I do, don't worry, I'll beep them out. So the Hook returns on official I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot poster. So we're gonna look at the poster. We got a glimpse of it there, but I'm gonna skim past it because we have a larger version of it down below. So Jennifer Love Hewitt is back as 90s slasher heroine Julie James in the I Know What You Did Last Summer legacy sequel from Sony, and the official poster has arrived. Check out the poster below and expect more, including the first trailer very soon. So I'd imagine very soon, seeing how, as the very next paragraph talks about, when we're getting this film, which is July 18th, 2025. So very soon, I would equate that to probably we're going to get a teaser. Maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We might even get a full trailer within the next 4 to 6 weeks, which puts us in, what, mid-April, couple months, few months before the July release date. And I don't think they're going to really start ramping things up until we get into towards the end of May, first part of June, and then I suspect we'll start ramping things up from a marketing perspective, very similar to what they do with Scream. So Jennifer Caton Robinson is directing the brand new installment in the slasher franchise, which brings the 90s horror saga back to theaters on July 18th, 2025. Freddie Prinze Jr. will also reprise his role from the original 2 movies, with this new installment coming along 27 years after the release of I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. So now we get to the synopsis, which I'm going to skip over for a moment. We'll come back to it, don't worry, because that's where I have a soapbox I'm going to stand on. We have the casting information here, which most of this we already all know about. We have down here just a little bit more around Jennifer Caton Robinson is set to direct a new installment, which we know that already. And then this is the poster that we have that they just recently released. I do like the poster, I will say that. It's a very clean poster. If they, as I've always, and will continue to say, if they would just remove all this exclusively in theaters July 18th and all this other, slightly grade text like Columbia Pictures, things of that nature, remove all that, just have I Know What You Did Last Summer and then this Hook. And the Hook is vastly different than the original Hook that we saw from the original films. In the original films, they were much thicker pieces of steel, much thicker hooks as they were using them, to pick up blocks of ice. This one does not look to be one that you would use in that same fashion. I'm not sure exactly what you would use this one for, but vastly different look as far as that goes. Now let's go back to the synopsis. So, like I said, I'll beep out anything that I happen to say, but I might use some adult words, so just be prepared for that if you're not used to hearing them. So let's scroll back up. This is the synopsis of this film. In this year's new movie, quote, when 5 friends inadvertently cause a deadly car accident, they cover up their involvement and make a pact to keep it a secret rather than face the consequences. A year later, their past comes back to haunt them, and they're forced to confront a horrifying truth. Someone knows what they did last summer, and it is hell-bent on revenge. As one by one the friends are stalked by a killer, they discover this has happened before and turn to 2 survivors of the legendary Southport Massacre of 1997 for help. Really? Really? This is the synopsis. And no, everyone, I did not just read the synopsis for the 1997 film I Know What You Did Last Summer. I did not just read the synopsis of the original film that we got over 25 years ago. Nope, I literally just read to you the synopsis. I mean, it clearly states in this year's new movie, and that's the synopsis. We couldn't get any more creative than literally doing exactly what we've already seen. We couldn't do anything more. Unless this synopsis is an early April Fool's Day prank, joke, whatever you want to call it, this is absolutely ridiculous. You have an opportunity to try to bring life back to this IP. I'm sure because, again, you're seeing the success that Scream has been able to garner with reviving that franchise and bringing it back, and has been very successful in doing so. You're now making that attempt once again, and you managed to get Freddie Prinze Jr. back and Jennifer Love Hewitt back, which even now, based on this and all the updates we've done on this topic, confirms my suspicions, confirms my thoughts and theories. They are literally, and Freddie, so side note, Freddie Prinze Jr. already said, and we did cover off on his interview that he did, where he specifically came out and said that their part are very minimal. They are not the primary characters. They are not the focal point of this film, which we all should have known that. That's not a surprise to me. That's not a shock. I am well aware and expected that. However, this now just adds one more nail into that coffin of, I feel they're just literally going to be a cameo. They're going to be in it for 5-10 minutes tops, while these kids go to find them and say, hey, what happened to you guys? Oh, well, that's the same thing that's happened to us. So we're just, repeating the same nonsense, right? They're gonna give their story. They're probably gonna be married, or who knows? They could have gotten married, then gotten divorced because of the fact that they couldn't deal with the tragic memories of what had transpired to them, in the two separate instances, and now they're coming back together to rekindle that love in a 2 or 3 minute attempt to be the heroes, and either one or both of them is going to die. Or they're going to save the day, and at the very end, we'll get a picture, we'll get a scene of them looking at the surviving new characters with their arms around each other, giving a smile and a wink, and then that will pan out, and then we'll follow the new characters off into whatever else will happen after this film. But that's the synopsis. I have less interest now in seeing this film, because I feel like that's literally just read off the back of a 1997 VHS tape for I Know What You Did Last Summer. Do something new. Do something fresh. I get it. It's a legacy sequel. It's a legacy sequel is passing of the torch from the previous to the new. But that right there does not tell me there's anything new you're going to show me. You're literally going to be showing me the exact same thing. Calling it a reboot, calling it a legacy sequel, bringing back 2 old surviving characters that will just be a cameo appearance and nothing more. So I think that's an absolute joke. Like I said, I am less interested now in seeing this than ever before. I was interested in it. I thought, let's see if they can do something different. Let's see if they can modernize this a little bit more. Granted, the others are a product of their time. You'll hear me say that before, even with the Scream films. The originals are products of their time. I actually, in fact, enjoyed the first 2 films. I was somewhat excited to know that they were going to do this one. But now reading that, it's like everything's just been deflated for me. So I'm interested to know what anyone else thinks. If anyone has happened to have come across or has read this story, this just came out this morning. This poster and this official synopsis just came out this morning. So I would love to know what you all think. Let me know in the comments section what does this mean to you? Does this literally read to you as it reads to me that this is exactly the 1997 film, and now it's just 2025 and we're just calling it the same thing? We're gonna have some similarities, but in essence, we're just redoing the same movie over again, right? So let me know down in the comments section. I'm interested to know what you guys think. So that's my soapbox I'm going to stand on. I did refrain from using any harsh language. I tried not to use harsh language in any of my content, just to avoid that in general. But that's my soapbox. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. Are you in the same camp with me, or are you thinking, yeah, I'm completely off base, and you feel it's going to be something completely different? So, and if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we will see you at the next one. Peace.